impressive solo and ensemble recital performance. The orchestra, symphonic band, concert band, and wind ensemble earned outstanding ratings on stage at the 18th Annual Los Osos Festival of Bands and our very own Inland Empire Band and Orchestra Festival. Our jazz band continued to do well in the intermediate division this year and finished strong at the Upland and Poway festivals, where we earned high awards, including Most Outstanding Soloists of the Day. The orchestra, symphonic band, concert band, and wind ensemble joined forces with Mrs. Encina and the choir program and gave an outstanding multimedia film music concert performance that absolutely wowed the audience. Our Winter Guard did an amazing job this year by bringing home a gold medal in their division. Our various percussion, okay. Our various percussion ensembles and soloists wowed audiences with their spring recital performance. We hosted Mrs. Cazares and her elementary band with over 180 students, and now we've auditioned over 150 plus students for the 2022 Los Osos Band, Orchestra, and Color Guard program. And as we close the chapter in our 19th year anniversary this evening, the future looks very, very bright ahead. I do want to mention also, we were intending on playing a slideshow performance for everybody on the screen, and we had a lot of technical difficulties. So instead, I will be taking the video and posting it on YouTube, so we can share the link with everybody, share the love, and you can watch it many, many times, and I can get that ad revenue money, yes? Thank you. It takes the combined and unified efforts of many different people to achieve our brand of success. Additionally, we benefit from daily instruction from our percussion, marching, and color guard staff. These outstanding music educators work tirelessly with our students to keep Los Osos the admiration of the local music education community. These people all contribute to the overall success of our programs, and they are most deserving of our recognition and praise. Those people: Mr. Patrick Arnold, concert band conductor. Mrs. Tristan, administrative assistant. Jazz instructor. Jose Milvan, color guard caption board. Dylan Martin, color guard instructor. Brian McNair, jazz instructor. Nick Duong, percussion. Julio Robles, marching visual. And last but not least, Pete Sackett in percussion. Moving on, our organization has been referred to some by a well-oiled machine. Like the pit crew for a NASCAR team, our Booster Club parents work tirelessly to ensure that our students have only the finest equipment, cleanest uniforms, and lots of water and granola bars to keep us going. And to help us introduce our executive board, please join me in welcoming to the stage our outgoing Booster President, our current Booster President, and for next year as well, Mrs. Debbie Glenn. Represented Los Osos. These students I'm about to call up represented Los Osos in this year's 2022 Chaffee District Honor Bands, where each of the schools in the Chaffee District chose students out of the best students, the ones that would represent us the best, and came together to form a couple of different honor ensembles. These are the participants in the honor concert band: Natalie Bell, Richard Pettencourt, Ethan Shua, Lee Collins, Chloe Denudo, Tristan Duong, Enrique Hicks, Edward Jerry's, Valerie Jr., David Kwan, Ella Leus, Gabriel Lautke, Timothy Malafa, Ari Makarwa, Julie Narmore, Evangelina O'Leary, Alex Alexander Peck, Raven Maria, Emma Paleo, Emma Rivas, Miles Rojo, Caitlin Rudy, Max Salinas, Isaac Shane, AJ Steffen, and Janie Underwood. For participation in 2022 WGI Percussion Finals, Tristan Duong, mellophone French horn, Gabriel Lautfield. Trombone, Pilka Puchkomi Ryerson. Euphonium, Chris Glenn. Tuba, Edward Jerry. Battery percussion, Richard Betancourt and ensemble, Tristan Duong and Juliana Ortiz. Color guard, Kennedy Ariza and Annabelle Estevez. Our equipment crew, Nicholas Carrion, Rachel Chan, lost my place, Truman Duong, Christopher Glenn, Ella Leus, Kylie Matthews, and Max Salinas.
Let's go!
Our fearless equipment crew manager, Timothy Malafo. Music librarians, Esther John, Julie Norm Betancourt, Kristen Ford, and Juliana Ortiz. Okay, get your tissues out, it's time. Seniors, when your name is called, I invite you up to the stage, up to my podium, where you can take the podium for a brief amount of time. Brief. Where we would like for you just to say a couple of words, specifically where you will be going next year, what you will be studying, so that we know where to reach you on in the future. Once you get down, you will be presented with a personalized picture frame that Mrs. Caesar or Jose Lujan have. And I believe what it says inscribed on it is, don't forget where you have been, but never stop looking towards the future. Congratulations, class of 2022. We invite you to take that picture frame with you, put in one of your favorite band photos. Could be a regiment picture, could be a picture of you and one of your band friends. Put it on your study desk, put it somewhere where you're never gonna be too far away from it, just so you always remember your time here in the band program and the positive legacy you have left. So, Shakespeare. Tristan Duong.
Oh my god. Okay, first I'd like to do the shout outs to my family, and also to Christian and Natalie, who've always joined with me during second lunch to hang out with me, or else I'd be lonely. Okay, time for the little TED Talk. the ability to believe not only in others, but yourself. Not many of you know that during my freshman year of band, I really wanted to quit. Bullying is a serious issue. It causes emotional distress that can continue through multiple years of a person's lifetime. And myself, I'm an introverted person, so speaking up about it wasn't really the plan to go. So I decided that the only way to show my resentment was to be at the top. And so that was what I did for the past 3 years, singling down on one goal, prove them wrong, and that they should not bully me. The results showed sophomore year, I had made the jump to Marimba 3, beating 2 of my friends, and that following concert season, first chair went ensemble. Junior year, aka online school, I drilled down Ram 90, considered an advanced drumming piece meant for battery, and not for someone playing in pit, playing the keyboards. And then senior year, Marimba 1, obviously. But in that journey to become better, I would feel unconfident. I needed better. As you can see, I was probably mad driven to prove myself, like I wasn't good enough. I hadn't looked back to see what I had accomplished and be proud of. I went into the senior year thinking that this would be the same as previous years, thinking, what's the next challenge this time? Until when I first played in front of everyone at the WGI Regional here at Osos, and I read a text from Mr. Encina saying, I'm proud of you. Until when I was struggling to play a piece at prelims for Vessel, an indoor percussion group, 2 friends said, I believe in you. Until finally I heard sorry from that one person, and then finally accepting that they were cuckoo back when they were freshmen. I started being normal again. I saw what great freaks I had become, and they changed now, becoming the person they once hated, that bully. Hate goes far if you let it. The effect of me being bullied led me on a difficult path. If I hadn't gone through that, I don't know where I've been now, for better or for worse, or maybe it was for my own character development. Believe in each other, or rather, love each other, inspire each other. Focus on yourself, because that is only what gets you to achieve great things, not only in music, but in everything else. And to Mr. Encina, I still feel betrayed that you left us for it. I still love you. I love you. And please get an indoor drum line. That's it, thank you.
Oh man, public speaking. An introvert's worst nightmare. The first time I heard that I would be having a speech my senior year, I began writing my speech immediately. As of right now, I have 2,843 edits to my speech since then, with the last 200 or so being today. I really don't know how well I'll be able to say everything, but I'm praying it goes well. Before I start on the rest of my speech, I'd like to thank a variety of people. I'd like to thank the Booster Club for holding this band together. I'd like to thank Ms. Glenn for orchestrating every event we've had since I've been here. I'd like to thank the instructional staff for helping me and my colleagues out with either musicianship or marching. I'd like to thank my parents for waking me up in the morning at 5 a.m. every zero period and pushing me to do my best every single day. I'd like to shout out my mom in the back recording me.
Yeah! Love you,
But-
Truman!
As you know, she's notorious for recording all of our marching shows, all of our concerts, and I'd like you all to have a round of applause for her. I'd like to thank my dad for giving me money for food. And taking me out to In-N-Out every single time I came back from a marching show. I'd like to thank our current student staff for helping our band run this year. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the 2 drum majors this year, Ethan Chua and Valerie June. I'm sure everyone knows that you two have been an inspiration to everyone, and I'd like to recognize you two for that. And finally, I'd like to thank the 2 heads of this band program. I'd like to thank Mr. Caesar and Mr. Encina. Both of you have worked hard this year, and I'm sure the band program wouldn't have been able to function without you two. Before I move on to my story in the band program, I'd like to thank the individual classes here tonight. First up, the freshmen. Congratulations! You finally made it through your somewhat normal year of band. I'm sure you guys will carry on the traditions passed down to you by the upperclassmen, and maybe add a little twist of your own. Maybe that cartwheel too. You've proven to be a strong class of musicians, and I'm hopeful that you guys will grow a lot throughout your years here in high school. Thank you for continuing to persist in this program, because without you guys, we wouldn't be as large as a group we are today. On to the sophomores. You guys all deserve a round of applause. Can we have one? You all need to be recognized tonight for sticking with the band program, even though your first year here was online, specifically on Zoom. Personally, if I was told that my marching band would be online, I honestly would have quit. So props to you guys for sticking it out. Even though your freshman year was ruined due to COVID, you still stuck yourselves out there and tried again your sophomore year. Congratulations for making it this far. On to the incoming seniors. At this point, we all know who they are. You guys are about to become the backbone of this whole band program. And to be quite honest, you already are for commencement band. It's just for next year, it'll be for the whole band. The juniors this year have struggled a lot with the current seniors, from teaching the underclassmen how to march to catching up to current traditions and protocols. All of you stand out in your own unique ways, ranging from your charismatic attitude as a leader to your stupid humor with the Among Us jokes. Rad. Especially that theme song. Why? And to the iconic jazz lick that a certain individual likes to play. Experiencing the marching season and the concert season with you all has been a great pleasure. And the seasons would have been a dumpster fire if not for your efforts with helping the current seniors out. I forgot my bag down there. Patrick, can you bring it up, please? Yeah, that one. The freshman click.
What's in the bag?
The click. Like I have. So, before I finish with the seniors, I'd like to share my story here in the band program in a sort of show and tell fashion. I haven't seen anyone else do this, but I'm hoping next year someone does this too. I'm extremely sentimental when it comes to small things that are important to me, so I'd like to show you all certain items that really encapsulate my years here. Contrary to public belief, I was not prepared and as articulate my freshman year as much as my senior year. I was not the so-called role model rookie. For those who don't remember, I showed up to the first day of band camp in a bright red t-shirt and cocky jeans.
You make fun of me for this?
Not my fault you wore a highlighter jacket. But that day was not great. Not to mention how out of shape my feet were when we did drill after drill, to the point my feet were swollen by the end of the first day. I was hit with reality that I was not going to go very far in the band program if I didn't at least try. So that's what I did. I tried out for absolutely everything. To my honestly embarrassing flute solo tryout that year, to that you sat and listened to trying out to student staff positions. I didn't get anything, but at least I tried hard enough to get recognized by everyone around me. In addition to the red t-shirt and the khaki jeans, I was actually somehow surviving on a month-old weekly before Ray had to point out that the weekly comes out weekly. Patrick, I actually forgot the folder down there too. So, since I'm the sentimental person, in here is absolutely every thank you card I've gotten from everyone that has given them to me. And I'm not gonna read them out just to save them embarrassment, but aside from the funny memories, that first tournament, that first championship, that first film concert, that freshman year, it will forever be engraved in my brain, my heart. And the seniors that year set a foundation that I will always try to follow. And I think that's something that a lot of the freshmen today are going to do, hopefully. That year, we got to go to Disneyland to perform in a parade playing Zippity Doo Dah, and I still have the Disney ticket from that year. The date was November 29th, 2018, and that day will always be something I will remember every time I see anything Disney related. This was such a core memory for my marching season that year, and I don't know how many times I'm going to be coming back there and still remember that. Moving on to my sophomore year, it wasn't really much different compared to my freshman year. However, it was much smoother in terms of catching up to protocols. I was able to find the little joys in volunteering for band. And there, I was able to build new and long-lasting friendships. Honestly, being one of the only guys in the flute section my freshman year made me feel really lonely. Not to shoot shots at you guys. But after running into Vincent, it made things so much more fun. You were a crackhead that year, but I love you too. That year, our section, well, the whole band program had a running trend, which was these white bandanas. Or, well, for the flute section at least, it was white. And in addition to this new friendship I was able to build with Vincent, my hard work from freshman year really did pay off. I was put into the infamous tape crew. Or paint, whatever you choose. But for those who don't know, the tape crew helps lay out the field for us to use a reference on the football field. By putting down tape on every hash and yard line. That year, we were unfortunately in the midst of installing a new track up at the football stadium. So we switched between the not so great, sometimes mushy, muddy, shout out to Dan Brown for face planting. Where is he? Yeah, that video actually went really viral. So, the sometimes mushy, muddy JV field and the football stadium. After rehearsals were over on Tuesday nights or Saturday rehearsals, the crew would need to run across the field and remove all of the tape. As a sort of memoir / growing project that year, I decided to compile all of the tape I was able to pick up that year. To be honest, this thing holds like two football fields worth of tape. I layered it on piece by piece instead of scrunching it up. So this thing is like solid. Like, look. I'll pick that up later. But we were going to have a concert season that year, but then school shut down. And I wasn't able to really have much more of my sophomore year. Moving on to my junior year, to be honest, there really isn't much to say here, since all of it was online. And specifically on Zoom and Canvas. That year, we switched from School Loop to Canvas, and adjusting to it was just a pain. Having a band online was also not fun either. I guess to really capture my junior year, I just have my iPad. I don't know, we didn't get much. We couldn't do much in bands other than record ourselves and show up to the regiment video that we decided to do nearing the end of the year. And I think that's still on YouTube, right? Yes. Get him that ad revenue, or revenue. And finally, my senior year. This year has been the most exciting, stressful, and challenging year in the program. It was completely jam-packed with emotions and new responsibilities I really wasn't prepared for. After getting into eCrew, I was put to the test on how much I could actually handle. And at first, I thought I wouldn't be able to handle much. But turns out I could. I learned a lot. I learned how the microphones worked for Dr. Beats, how the football stadium works, the soundboard, and countless other things as well. I was able to grow and expand my skill set so immensely due to the fact that I was curious and was willing to put myself out there to do whatever I could to the best of my abilities. I was able to prepare as much as possible for the band, keep the med kit in check, become the so-called medic of the team, help organize the water cart, and even drive the water cart. Thank you, Tim, for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah,
eCrew helped build my character in so many ways, and I'm glad that eCrew was also there to help me grow as a band member, a leader, and most importantly, as a person. But moving on to the memoir of my senior year here, it's this little guy. It's been here with me for the entirety of my senior year and has followed me through the countless hours I spent after school and after rehearsals on Tuesday nights, locking up the band hall. It has sat through every bus ride we've had this year and it has seen me at my best and at my worst. This little guy experienced my last football game with the band, the last championship I'll ever have with everyone here. And in the last film concert I'll be able to perform in. with you all. For the seniors here tonight, we have struggled immensely throughout our years here. Something major has always happened every single year, and somehow we're still persisting. Relighting that passion in ourselves was hard, and even more so in everyone else. Essentially, we were teaching 3 years worth of freshman musically and 2 years worth of freshman marching wise. We didn't get to experience going to Ohio to perform. We didn't get to experience Disneyland as much as we wanted to. And we didn't ever have a normal year of band. I'm so glad we were able to pick ourselves up from the countless unfortunate events that have happened to our class. I'm glad I was fortunate to be part of such a supporting and energetic class. I'm glad we were able to see our underclassmen follow in our footsteps. I will really miss having those late Saturday night lights pass over me in the buses. The last push of adrenaline at our last marching show. And the last moments of applause at our last concert. I will miss you all dearly. As a final close for the incoming seniors and the underclassmen, I hope your next incoming season will be memorable. And to the seniors, I think it's about time we rest and let them carry on the fire we started. Thank you, and have a good night. Now I have to pack up all of the stuff I took out. Oh, and for my college, I committed. I'm sorry. I committed to UCR, and I'm majoring in neuroscience and planning to take in RCC, be in the RCC band program on the side in order to participate in the marching band.
All right, moving on. Samantha Flores Sarong.